On today's video, we're going to visit some historic areas. We're going to do some riding within Virginia. So let's get to it. Well, today we will be riding through historic Virginia, the area where the settlers to this land, to this now country, first came. This was the area that John Rolfe, or from the movie Pocahontas, John Smith, Pocahontas was actually from this area. So we will be riding through Jamestown settlement. We will be riding through Williamsburg. We will be riding through Surrey. And this here is Smithfield. Smithfield, what you're looking at here, this is the Pagan River. And the Pagan River got its name from the Algonquin Indians, the natives to this land. They named it the Pakan, P-A-K-A-N River. To them that meant pecan. And it's been, throughout the years, changed to now the Pagan River. But that is how this river got its name. Like I said, this whole area here for many, many miles is where the first Europeans, the English, came to settle on this country and start the colonies and all. Smithfield here is famous for the Smithfield ham. Smithfield is famous for pork, for bacon, for ribs. I'm sure if you go to the supermarket and look at bacon and ribs and all sorts of pork cuts, it will most likely say Smithfield on it, and this is where it comes from. The Virginia ham was first created here in Smithfield. It is a salt-cured ham that is very salty. You can travel with it, and by that I mean you can take it on a ship, and I'm thinking back in those days, and it would last the crossing of the ocean and not get spoiled because it was, cured. To make a Smithfield ham, it needs to be cured in salt in Smithfield, Virginia. That is what makes it. That is the process, and that is the patent, if you will. That's what it takes. Now, as you can see, some of the homes that we are passing through here, very ornate. There was industry, and by industry there was, as a matter of fact, the gentleman who created the Virginia ham, his father was a large peanut grower in this area as well. Many people don't know, but in Virginia, the peanut crop is and was very big, as well as tobacco and cotton. The gentleman that created the Smithfield ham was Captain Mallory Todd, a merchantman from Bermuda. And like I said, his father also established himself in this area. So this is downtown Smithfield that I'm riding through at the moment. This is now Surrey, Virginia, and this area here, as you can see, has large areas of farm. And I can only imagine back in the 16 and 17 and even 1800s, all the farming and everything that was going on in this area, really. My family and I have visited this area, and there is a house, and it's called Bacon's Castle. It is the oldest brick dwelling in North America and was built for Arthur Allen and his family in 1665. Originally known as Allen's Brick House, it earned the moniker Bacon's Castle in 1776, when several of Nathaniel Bacon's men occupied the home for 4 months during the uprising that became known as Bacon's Rebellion. Bacon's Castle is a rare example of high Jacobean architecture. The home features a reconstructed 17th century English formal garden restored by the Garden Club of Virginia. Like I said, my family and I visited this area. We visited Bacon's Castle. Very nice. The people there, very cool. They love what they do. They love explaining things. Because of my daughter's interest in the history of this state, we have visited many historical places like this. Thomas Jefferson's home, Monticello, Mount Vernon, George Washington's home, Williamsburg. There are so many places in Virginia to visit. Anyhow, this is Surrey, Virginia, and it is just across the river of Jamestown settlement, and this area was part of the area that the settlers inhabited when they first came to this land. This road here is taking me to the ferry, which will take me across the James River over to Jamestown on the Colonial Parkway through Williamsburg, Virginia. For those of you that don't know, I am riding my 2009 Harley Davidson Electra Glide Classic with a built 107 engine. It has a T-Man heads, pistons, and cam. It has an S&S cam plate, push rods. It has Olin suspension, front and rear, and a bunch of other goodies. This bike is a beast, and I'm sure you can hear it. Here I am approaching the ferry now. Straight ahead is Jamestown. We are currently on a ferry from Surrey to Jamestown settlement. This is the James River we're looking at right now. So yes, this is the way that the first settlers to this land, to this now country, came in through. They came in through there. So if you travel that way and follow this river out, it'll take you near the Chesapeake Bay, as well as just a little bit beyond that, and I'm talking just a few miles, probably 4 miles, is the Atlantic. So they came from England, we know, and they must have traveled up the Atlantic some until they saw that big opening where the James River and the Chesapeake Bay spill out into the ocean, and they made their way. There's a few rivers down that side. There's the Elizabeth River as well, but they chose to continue and go up the James River. Now the James River will take you all the way up to Richmond, Virginia. Just on the other side of where we're at right now is not only Jamestown, but if you don't know this area, also Williamsburg. And we're going to be traveling through the Williamsburg area. Colonial Parkway is what I meant to say. We're going to be traveling on the Colonial Parkway. Now I'm a little bit late for the autumn colors, but I still see a lot of green. I just don't see a lot of color. And I do see some bare trees, but not as many as I expected. Now this ferry that we're on, I do this ride about twice a year. For people in this area, and I mean within a 2-hour radius, from, I'd say, anybody from Richmond to the Virginia Beach area that knows this ride, is called the nickel and dime ride. And that's because you take the 5 over on the other side of the river here, and on this side it's the 10. So it's the nickel and dime. This ride will take you all the way up to Richmond, which I usually do with a good group, 5 or 6 of us. I've done it with as many as about 20 on sport bikes. I think that less is more for me these days. I'd rather have a little peace than have to babysit a bunch of people. That's how I think now, anyway. I'm not sure if you can see that sphere sticking up across the river, but that is where Jamestown settlement, the settlement actually was. And it costs money to go in there, so I'm not going to do the tour, but I will ride around that area. It's quite nice. I like it. I've done it a few times. As a matter of fact, the year that I bought this bike, my Electric Glide, is the first time I ever did that ride through Jamestown settlement, taking it all the way down to where, almost where you can see the end of the tree line over there on this road. Decided to ride the Electric Glide today because this is about a 4-hour ride for me today. So because of that, I prefer comfort. I did consider bringing the K1200 GT, the BMW, but that bike, I need a front tire on it, and I just didn't want to chance it. I have the front tire, it's just a matter of putting it on, so I get around to it. But that's the reason I'm bringing the Harley out today. And you know, I need to switch between bikes. I can't, it's kind of like, you know, I flip a coin in the morning, which bike am I going to ride, because they all need to be ridden. Which is my favorite? It depends what I'm doing. It depends how I'm riding, where I'm riding. You can see the ships from here. Let's put the drone up.
things are not, how would I say, with my 360 camera, they're not coming out right. So this is Jamestown settlement we're in right now. The sun is dropping rather quickly. It's 4:44, and between messing around with the drone and trying to hook up my camera, my 360, it's like everything is falling apart. So we're gonna go down the Colonial Parkway. Dropping as well. You know how it is as the sun goes down. Kind of like the Blue Ridge Parkway, if you will. It is government roads. So if you get a ticket here, excuse me, it's yeah, it's a nice ticket, if you know what I mean. I've ridden this a few times with different groups. So a lot of times in this area, if there's large fundraising rides, they'll get all of the motor cops involved, and it usually involves riding through the Colonial Parkway, which during this time of year, really nice.
Well, I'm not sure if you can make out what I'm saying because I was not mic'd up, and I know it is a little difficult to understand, especially if you don't know my cadence. Anyhow, what I was saying is that, number one, this is government property here, government land. Getting a ticket here is kind of like getting a ticket on the Blue Ridge Parkway, which is a government fine, and they're hefty, is my understanding. I've never gotten one, but that's what I have been led to believe. The other thing I was talking about is that I have ridden the Colonial Parkway on various occasions for fundraisers. I used to be involved with a group that was a fundraising group for helping people. It's a national group. I don't want to say the name of the outfit, but you get what I'm saying. It's, you know, one of those United Way or March of Dimes, or, you know, some whatever, something like that, right? Something along those lines. Anyhow, we raised a lot of money, and we would get all of the local motor police to escort us through a few of the tunnels, as well as the Colonial Parkway. And it was probably, I want to say it was probably about 500 bikes, and it was something really nice to be a part of. Unfortunately, it was spoiled. It was actually spoiled. That's why I don't want to say the name of the outfit. It was spoiled by them because we did all the work, physical work, back-breaking work, and they just sat back, got the money, and they were the ones getting paid. But how about that sunset behind me there, huh? Anyhow, so yes, and we always did that ride right around this time, towards the end of March, where the colors were beautiful. And I mean, the Colonial Parkway is really nice in any time of year, but to me it has a special meaning because I did so many rides in fall through this area. Well, guys, it seems we're coming to the end of the video. I hope you all have enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed riding through the different towns where the settlers first made their home. You know, this being Thanksgiving week, I think this video is fitting. The first outsiders to come to this land and basically have Thanksgiving with the Native Americans that we've been talking about. Even though the first Thanksgiving was in Plymouth, Massachusetts, I think the settlers of Jamestown had a lot to be thankful for. One I can tell you is they had to thank God for the Powhatans. for without the Powhatans, they wouldn't have survived that first winter. As the story goes, it was Pocahontas who convinced her dad to help these outsiders. And I think if we are to look at Thanksgiving, it's all about thanking God for everything that we have. For not only, in our case, the food, but when I pray and thank God, I thank Him for my job, my car, my house, my health, my family, my shoes, the water I drink. And not to get too religious on you, but I'm also thankful for you all. I'm thankful for you guys who watch my videos, for you guys who subscribe. It's you who keep me motivated to make these videos. Because let me tell you, I love motorcycles. And it's my God above who allows me to do the things that I love to do through YouTube for you all to enjoy. So those thumbs up, those comments, all of you who subscribe keep me motivated, and for you all I am thankful. So I want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoy your time with your loved ones. And if you happen to be alone, know that I love you. I love you like a brother. And you can always communicate with me through messages. And know that all these videos that I make is to entertain you. You know, I'm thinking about the guys in the military, the guys who have to work during Thanksgiving time. I don't know about you guys, but I've had to work holidays and I know what that's like. I've also have been far away from my family and know what that feels like. But at the end of the day, it's for the greater cause that we do it. You know, it's to raise our families, to keep the country going. So again, happy Thanksgiving. I love you all. God bless you. And I will catch you on the next one. Adios.